They fired her. But what the camera caught, it destroyed their pride. It all began on a quiet morning in Lagos, Nigeria. A sprawling mansion, tucked deep inside a gated estate, echoed with routine. Inside, the house help moved like clockwork, but none more gracefully than the 50-year-old maid Mama Gloria. 8 years of loyalty. No scandal, no secrets. Or so they thought. Every day, she showed up early. Crisp uniform, neatly pressed, a gentle bow to the guard at the gate. She walked with dignity, not like someone who served, but someone who believed in service. As she swept the marble floors, her lips hummed an old gospel song. It wasn't just work, it was ritual. Her bones ached, yes, but her spirit, unshaken. But not everyone saw her strength. From the top of the stairs, Tina, the 24-year-old daughter of the family, watched her with cold eyes. Whispered to herself, "Old woman always acting like she owns the place." Those words, they were venom, waiting for a moment to strike. Tina didn't have to wait long. That same evening, chaos erupted. Screams cut through the quiet halls. Tina burst out of her room like a storm. Her voice, sharp and frantic. "My bracelet is gone." This wasn't just jewelry. It was a family heirloom worth millions. Gold, diamonds, handed down through generations. She claimed she left it on her dresser that morning. Now, it had vanished. Without hesitation, her suspicion locked onto one person, Mama Gloria. In the kitchen, the old maid was calmly washing dishes, hands wet with soap and soaked in fatigue. Tina stormed in. "Where's my bracelet?" she barked. "You're the only one who cleaned my room today." Silence fell. The air thickened. Mama Gloria slowly turned, her eyes wide, her face stunned. She didn't stutter. She didn't panic. Her voice trembled, but only slightly. "I would never, madam. I swear on my mother's grave. I didn't touch your jewelry." But Tina wasn't listening. "Don't play innocent," she snapped. "You're always eyeing things that don't belong to you." The other staff stood frozen, afraid to speak. No one defended her, not one, and just like that, loyalty meant nothing. Chief Okoye, the father, the patriarch, was hesitant at first, but Tina insisted, loudly, repeatedly. "She stole from us," she said. "She's a liar, and if we let this slide, what message does that send?" Eventually, the pressure got to him. He stood in front of Mama Gloria and spoke like a man carrying shame in his throat. "Just return the bracelet," he said, "and we won't press charges." Her response wasn't loud, it wasn't angry, it was quiet, and it cut deeper than rage ever could. "I have served this house with my heart," she said. "You will regret this day." She packed her bag. No begging, no pleading, just silence, dignity, and a final look that stayed with them long after the door shut behind her. But the truth doesn't stay hidden forever. 2 weeks later, something small cracked the surface. The family's cook was caught sneaking food, nothing big, just leftovers wrapped too neatly. It was enough to trigger paranoia. Chief Okoye, embarrassed by what happened with Mama Gloria, decided to finally check the new hidden cameras they'd installed throughout the house, mostly for security, but now for answers. He sat with the technician, scanning through footage. Then they reached Tina's room. What they saw made the room go still. Tina entered, tossed her bag on the bed, took off the bracelet, looked around, then carefully, very carefully slipped it inside her gym bag. Seconds later, she started screaming. "Rewind that," Okoye whispered. "Please play it again." Again, the same scene unfolded. His hands trembled. His eyes welled up. "She lied," he muttered. "She blamed that woman. My God, what have we done?" But Mama Gloria was already gone. They drove to her apartment in Sorella. It was empty, the curtains drawn, the bed stripped. No sign of her. But a neighbor, a small boy, maybe 10, handed them a note, folded carefully, sealed with a paperclip. In handwriting that shook slightly, it read, "If you're reading this, then the truth found its way. I am not who you thought I was. Gloria, that was all. No address, no apology, just the end of a chapter." Or so they thought. It wasn't the end, it was the beginning. With help from a church friend who once visited Mama Gloria, they traced her steps, not to a hiding place but to a purpose. A modest community center on the outskirts of town. No signs, no banners, just an old building with cracked walls, and something powerful happening inside. There she was, wearing a simple dress, not a uniform, her hair tied back, smiling, surrounded by widows, children, the forgotten faces of the city, organizing supplies, directing food distribution, speaking kindly, calmly leading. Mrs. Okoye stepped forward, barely able to speak. This is what she did with her salary. She asked aloud. No one answered. They didn't need to. The truth unraveled quickly after that. Mama Gloria was once a respected educator, a headmistress, a woman with degrees, accolades, and a future most envied. But 10 years ago, a fire swallowed her life, her husband, her children, her home. Everything gone in one cruel night. She disappeared from public life, took a maid job to survive, not because she lacked ambition, but because she refused to beg. And every month, she saved a portion of her earnings, not for comfort, but to build something quietly for others. The community center was her gift to the city that had forgotten her. The Okoye family came with an offer, not a job, an apology, a foundation in her name. Full control, full salary, no strings, just respect. At first, she declined. "I'm not interested in charity," she said. But when she saw the sincerity in their eyes and the brokenness in Tina's, she reconsidered. "Let me think about it," she finally said. And she did. Mama Gloria returned to the mansion weeks later, not in uniform, as a guest. The staff gathered to welcome her. No one spoke at first, just claps, hands over hearts, soft smiles. Tina stood in the back, silent, ashamed, eyes wet. Mama Gloria walked in slowly, stopped at the center of the room, and spoke softly. "It's never about how people see you. It's about how you see yourself." They thought she was just a maid, but she was so much more. Strength isn't always loud. Dignity isn't always dressed in fine clothes. And sometimes, the person you overlook is the one quietly carrying more grace than you could ever imagine. So the next time you judge someone by their job, their silence, or their struggle, remember Mama Gloria, the woman they fired, the woman they tried to break, the woman who walked away with more honor than the people who lived in that mansion ever had. For more powerful true stories like this, like, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps us keep sharing voices that deserve to be heard.